Data received.
When you think of the faces of Disney, the mascots, the Disney Mount Rushmore, if you will, what four characters come to your mind? I'm thinking Michael Mouse, Tinkerbell, that cricket, not you, that one, and Stitch. Aladar's a close fifth.
What about Elsa?
Eat my Stitch shoe. Just look who they have atop his throne on the World of Disney shop in downtown Disney Springs, spitting on the peasants below. He does spit on you. Oh wow, look who it isn't. I could also see an argument for Winnie the Pooh, but anyways. That's why I'm honestly surprised it took so long for Disney to bastardize Lilo and Stitch as the latest victim in their live-action soul-sucking spree. I haven't seen it, but I sure have heard things about it. Mostly bad things. But that's pretty much the status quo with these movies. Everyone knows these remakes aren't worth a dime by now. And why would you choose a watered-down, less visually interesting retelling when you have a beautiful work of art with outstanding writing, a banger soundtrack by Alan Silvestri, and timeless animation? Ah, would you look at that, it already outgrossed the original. There is no justice in this world. At the end of the day, with Disney's spectacular fall from grace with their reputation, they are still good at one thing, making money. Except when they aren't. But the blue ball of fluffy mischief has always been a reliable moneymaker for the company. During the 2000s, Disney Animation Studios saw a distinct drop in box office performance and critical response compared to the prior decade. Some of these movies were outstanding, but did not garner the box office numbers they deserved, and most of them were middling to...
Chicken Little.
However, there was one home run amongst them that spawned an entire franchise of media and merchandise. I'm talking movies, like 3 more of them. I'm talking TV series. I'm talking anime. I'm talking manga. I'm talking merchandise. They even gave him his own ride that not many people liked. That was a rehash of another ride that not many people liked. Disney, of course, was quick to capitalize on the golden goose they had on their hands, laying golden eggs like plushies, t-shirts, backpacks, mugs, Monopoly, Funko Pops. So many Funko Pops. Like 40 damn Stitch Funko Pops. Would you prefer Gamer Stitch or Pride Stitch? I personally choose Stitch with Turtle, Hot Topic exclusive. But speaking of Gamer Stitch, of course Disney would have to dip their toes into that market. Although doing my research and looking into the total library for Lilo and Stitch games, I was honestly surprised how few there are. There was a platformer shoot-'em-up for the Game Boy Advance, and a sequel. There were many, many browser games. You can catch me playing Sandwich Stacker. And there was a rhythm game for the DS, with a sequel. However, the very first Lilo and Stitch games came out even before the theatrical release of the film. Those being Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise and Stitch Experiment 626. By the thumbnail, I'm sure you've gathered which one we're talking about today. Stitch Experiment 626 released exclusively for the PlayStation 2. No frills, no Lilo, right to the point. The game, fittingly, is a prequel to the film that chronicles some escapades of Stitch and Jumba before the events of the movie. This game is so nostalgic for me, there's almost like an eeriness seeing it again. I certainly never beat it as a current age minus 20-year-old, so let's see if I can change that today. Oh, I was under the impression this game was about aliens, not ghosts. High Voltage Software, lots of movie tie-ins under their belt. Have not been very active as of late, I do not believe. Surely they're cooking up some fire. Ah yes, there he is, the titular main man himself, already causing chaos, and taking... Alright, that was unnecessary. This is a bad start, we're supposed to be in it together. Don't you dare! What is this title screen? Render of that opening cutscene in white void with frames from the movie flying by. It's actually inspired. And get this trite out of my face, I need this kind of energy back. Alright, so Too Long didn't care on the story. Dr. Jumba Jakiba needs DNA that's just kind of free floating around. Just double helixes floating around like Mr. DNA. This is Experiment 621. I don't believe he's canon, not this iteration anyways, but if he is, his name is apparently Chop Suey, as revealed in the Leroy and Stitch credits. The DNA you collect for Jumba allows you to progress to the next world when you reach the required amount, because apparently his teleporter is powered by DNA. How? You can move on to the next level without even completing levels prior so long as you reach the required DNA amount, but where's the fun in that? I came to conquer, not to coast. This is a baby game for babies, and I'm a grown-up. I'm not gonna skip any of this baby stuff. There's a total of 4 worlds with 15 levels, as well as 3 boss fights, all of which contain 50 DNA to collect for a total of 900 DNA in the game. Levels are linear treks through various environments with different ways to traverse, such as crawling on walls, bounce pads, jumping on— oh, it's a wonk. Obviously. I like these guys. But they are unfortunately indifferent to me. Such is life. These checkpoints mark your way throughout the levels, and should Stitch meet with an untimely death, you always respawn at the last checkpoint you reached. Aside from DNA, there's also secrets.
A secret?
Thank you, Jumba. Film reels laying around that aptly unlock snippets from the film. Oh, Jumba, it's good to hear you sound like yourself, and not like that.
Smarter than 100 supercomputers!
You can also find secrets by chasing these squids. I thought the squid looked way different. I thought this end was the head with like a big ol' mouth, and these are the eyes, and he had dumb little feet that he used to fly around. But Jumba calls it a squid, which if I had the brain capacity to understand as a child, then yeah, these are the eyes and these are tentacles. But beware, Spacefarer, not every creature encounter will be so whimsical as chasing down these squids. There are, of course, enemies, like these red bug wasps. Oh, they set an ambush. A lot of the times you got these tiny freaks running around.
Attention freaks, it's me.
Sometimes they're big freaks. Goodbye, big freak. There's these little ankle-biting crab things, the stormtrooper dinosaurs from the movie, and these flying drones that actually were also in the movie for a split second. And that's about it. You combat this impressive variety of enemies by equipping your plasma guns and blowing them to Kingdom Come. You just kind of look at them, let auto-aim turn on and open fire. There's nothing fancy here. You can collect up to 3 additional plasma guns, allowing you to just tear through most enemies. There are also occasionally weapon drops you can pick up, like a freeze ray and a rocket launcher. You also have Spinball Slam move. And then you can just throw enemies. This purple bar down here is a time slow mechanic I never bothered using. And then you can pick up this lightning for a super god mode power-up. You can heal damage sustained in combat by finding these—
An alien toe.
alien toes? This was an alien toe? Jumba gives you advice through these red communication devices littered about, but he isn't always particularly helpful.
Do I look fat in this?
I don't know. What are you wearing? You'll also get comments from the characters as you play, some of which are actually a little clever.
626. 626. No. Oh, there you are.
It's like the Metal Gear thing, and you know, Snake! But then you respawn, and yeah. I liked it. Through these comments, we learned Stitch and Chop Suey are not besties.
Let's try it one more time. 621 good, 626 bad.
That was scathing. I don't see how Stitch comes back from this. Chop Suey is also an arsonist. What a dick. Oh hey, it's Hamsterville.
Jumba has arrived. Excellent.
Oh wait, what? That is not what bro sounds like.
You think you're so clever, don't you?
This is such a jarring difference. I find it incredibly funny. Okay, so according to the wiki, his name's actually Happy Trail, and he's a different character. Okay, sure. First boss fight is Hamsterville in Mech. Happy Trail, sorry. It's really not that hard. Just jump over the shockwave when he flexes his stompers and throw Warhead. Easy peasy. Oh, he's a flying head now. Fortunately, we have Predator missiles on standby that Stitch can operate. Yep. Any day now. Any day now. Oh yes, shower me in genetic materials. And whose DNA is this, by the way? Oh, I've been here before. Apparently Jumbo was working on experiments in the 700s. No idea what happened to numbers 627 through 699, but oh well. Oh, whoa, look at this guy. It's a big crab. Oh, I want to see more 700s. You don't. Yeah, Big crab's all we get, so you go ahead and stay in here and I'll be back for you later. That's a good boy. You didn't despawn, did you? Ah, boy, here we go. Yeah, so I do remember this. There are levels with both swinging and flying portions. I do not like them, Sam I am. I would not like them on a wunk. I would not like them with a camera that actually functions. Yep, so despite the near constant flood of enemies and the 3 bosses, the true antagonist of this game is the awful, horrendous, despicable, diabolical, no-good camera. It's genuinely terrible. You in fact do not have free control over it. You can move the right analog stick to change your view, but the camera will always snap back to the angle the game thinks is best at the moment. This of course makes precise platforming like climbing and swinging nightmares. The flying levels in particular suffer from how bad the camera is. You are on a time limit to get from one ring to the next, and if you don't make it in time before the ring closes, you die and are sent back to the last checkpoint. So flying at high speeds while wrestling the garbage camera to try and spot the next ring and get there before they close is a recipe for... Combat is also a trial whenever the enemy is not directly in front of you. I'm shooting off screen and praying auto-aim is functioning far more than I should. Moving on to the second boss, it's the disgruntled Chop Suey who has been retrieving his own DNA to throw into the thingamabobber and transform into this Cretoid. This makes much more sense as a use of DNA than teleporting, to be fair. Unfortunately, Chop Suey has hired some help for this boss fight. The goddamn camera! Holy shit, it's terrible here. The gist of the fight is that Chop Suey does this homing spin attack, and you need to bait him into running into this electricity. Unfortunately, the camera makes it incredibly difficult to try and see when he's telegraphing the damn move. Eventually, I gave up even trying to see it and just used blind luck to get out of the way at the right time. It sucks. Eventually, Chop Suey goes down and the space cops arrive, arresting Jumba, who Stitch must now rescue. I don't remember anything even slightly after the Chop Suey fight, so I'm guessing I never got past this level here. And that checks out. This sucks. The novelty of the game has pretty much worn off at this point, and I'm just left to fight my way through dated controls and this terrible camera. Swinging and flying segments appear multiple times throughout the last world. Still don't like them. I'm at the point where Stitch's guttural groans of agony give me pleasure. Oh boy, a final flying trial through an asteroid belt. Dear God, you have to be precise to the damn millisecond to reach these rings before they close, and the camera makes it impossible to know where the rings will be coming next. I have to play this trial and error, giving up every run when I get to some step I haven't been to before, to use the camera and see where it'll be coming next, and then die, and then hope I can make it to it on the next one, where I have to rinse and repeat the process. F this, I know what my time is worth, and it's a lot more than this. Oh, thank heavens, I can just move on because I have enough DNA. So after that garbage, the final boss of the game is gone too. More like gone who, because he isn't in the new one. And good for him, honestly. This boss fight is pretty much the same deal as the Hamsterville mech fight. Lob warheads at the guy to do damage. Although with the added caveat of he must be frozen courtesy of Jumba before the warheads can do any damage. Stitch, grab it. Grab it. Grab it, Stitch. We're gonna miss the window now, he's gonna unfreeze and... Oh, right on. Jumba clutch as usual. After defeating Gantu, Stitch and Jumba sail off into space to inevitably be captured by the start of the movie. Also, this messes with things continuity-wise, because Gantu and the Galactic Federation only saw Stitch for the first time at the start of the movie. Who cares? And that was Stitch Experiment 626. That took me all of about 3 hours to beat. It was okay. The dated camera and movement made it pretty terrible at times. If the checkpoints weren't as forgiving as they were, I may have. But I've always liked Stitch. I feel like there's a lot more they could have done with video games. There's a whole 626 experiments. 627... 628? I don't know. My favorite experiment is 608. His name is Slugger, and look at him. He's a cute pterodactyl with a baseball bat for a tail. Splendid. And there are tons of other likable experiments, too. It makes me think Disney could have had some sort of Pokemon-like game. Oh, they did do that.